All right, time for the daily break and run some more straight pool for you. Um, all right, so we get a pretty good break there. Um, Now you'll notice that 11 ball, which is sitting right on the head spot. When you break under the rack, there's a ball there almost every time, and it almost always goes in one of the corners, usually the bottom left corner, because of the way they break up. So I like to use that ball as a way to break, and I like to do it early while there's still things on top, like the 7, the 15, the 2 ball, so that if I do run into the rack and stick, I've got shots to get out of it. You're going to see that pattern a lot. So I don't like the angle that I'm at here because I'm going to fall into that little pocket between the 9, 3, 14, and 13. So I use the 4 to reposition to get an angle I like. Now I'm going to drive into this rack. I'm going to use top English. I'm going to hit it hard, and I'm going to drive through the rack. Okay. Now I drove through the rack. I actually ended up hitting that pocket anyhow. Uh, so now my very first thing is I don't want to be stuck under the rack. So I'm going to play the 3. I'm going to move out. Now you'll notice that as of now, I still do not have a break shot, so I'm going to have to develop a break. Um, the main two things I need to do is I need to bump the 9-10 and I need to develop a break. So I play this 14 and I'm thinking that I'm going to roll forward for the 8 and I kind of decide not to and hold it. Um, I could take this 8, which does nothing for me except make the 8. Or I could play this 6-12 combination and bump the 9-10 and maybe make something happen. Maybe the 6 rolls out into a break shot. The 9-10 gets broken up. I can solve all of my problems with this one shot if things go right. So I shoot it. I hit it pretty hard to get the 10 way out of there. And now I don't have really a problem ball on the table, but I don't have a break shot yet. Um, so my choices here, I've got the 6 in the top right, or I can shoot the 10 ball. Well, the 6 ball is one of my best candidates for a break shot. So I'm going to try to develop that 6. I'm going to play off the 10 and I'm going to run into the 10 too if I can. If I can make the 10 and run into the 6 2. And if I can, maybe the 6 drifts down a little bit and becomes a break shot. It is a break shot where it is, but it's not a great one because you're hitting the top of the rack. So here we go. Let's move it. I don't hit it. That kind of sucks. Um, but I do have this shot on the 2 where I can make the 2 in the corner and I can roll the 6 forward. But I need a better angle on it, so I'm going to play the 7. Um, it's a little bit better angle, but it's even better to shoot this 15 in, get it out of the way, and just use the natural roll to roll into the 6-2. And that's what I do. 6 goes a little bit too far. I had the 9 ball was my next shot anyhow, but where the 6 ended up, I can roll forward and bump the 6. If I'm lucky, I bump the 6 and I roll forward a little bit further and get a straight in shot on the 2. I'm not so lucky. You've watched me play. I really don't get lucky when it comes to things like that. So now I'm going to have to play the 2, but I do have the 6 as a potential break shot. So I'm going to roll the 2 up in the top left corner, and I'm going to roll forward to get this 13. The 13 has to be taken care of now. There's just no choice. If I had taken the 8 first, I'd be in a weird position on that 13. So now I'm going to shoot the 13 in, and I'm going to hit it hard to try to create some angle off the rail, or to get a bounce off the rail. I don't really get a great bounce. All right, so now I'm looking at this. Now what I have to do here is I have to pocket the 8, and I have to go forward across the center line of the 6. So not a hard shot. It's top right English. But you have to be careful because if you put too much right, you could run into the 6. All I want to do is make the 8 and go across the 6. It is top right English. It's about 130 is the hit. But the right just doesn't take. Maybe I missed the stroke or something, but I get this weird angle. Okay, playing this against another player, there is only one play. You shoot the 6 in, let the cue ball bounce off the rail, and then you shoot straight into the 1 ball as a safety. And I'll show you that safety in a break and run here one of these days. But I'm going to go ahead and try it just for the heck of it. And that's exactly why you don't shoot that. Okay, so I'm going to speed up while I'm thinking about this. There's not a shot here. This is a play a safety all day long kind of thing. I'm going to go for a shot, but the only reason I'm going for a shot is because it'll look really cool if I make it, and there's no penalty if I don't. So the shot I'm going to try is I'm going to try to come off the top rail, the right long rail, and then hit into the 7 to make the 4 in the corner. And you saw me just call the 4 in the corner. Yeah, this shot's not going to go. I'm never going to shoot this in a game.